Hey guys, EagleX from ATX EagleX Gaming here today, and I thought I would do some commentary over some of the Asian format events that happened this weekend. This last weekend we had the Singapore Cup, and every single round is a best of one in the BT17 format. I know it's best of one, a little different from what we're used to here in America, but we can take note of some of the highlight decks and some things we could look forward to. And at the end of this video, we will be going over some deck profiles, just talking about the grand scheme of what the decks are trying to do. So like I said, it's BT17 format. EX7 was released just recently, but it's not quite legal yet over there. If you guys want to watch the original stream, the link will be in the description of this video if you want to watch that content directly. But with that being said, let's go ahead and hop right into the match here. On the left side, we have the Imperialdramon player, and on the right, we'll have a blue hybrid featuring the AncientGarurumon boss monster, which has an on-play when Digivolves to return the lowest level Digimon to the hand, and when an effect adds a card to your opponent's hand, you can add the top card of their security to their hand as well. So we're going to see the Imperial player swing towards his opponent's security, and let's get that top-on view down, or top view, and get a little bit better view of what's going on here. But it looks like we had a Lydramon swing into the security, checking a Crimson Blaze, forcing the Armor Purge to keep that Vmon on the board. So we're able to get a little chip in, but whole goal is to get a Joggerous stack going. So to do that, you're going to see them set up this X Vmon. But if we look on the opponent's side of the field, we're featuring the brand new BT17 Koji Tamer. This is a memory fixer. With inherit of your turn, when a card is added to your hand, you gain a memory, and then when attacking, I believe you draw and also gain jamming on the stack. And we see that very familiar Ukomon in Raising as well. That is really big in the BT16 format. So we see the Imperial player is going to be ending his turn by playing that Warmon Searcher to add the Davis Ken Tamer and the XV to hand, trying to get a Jogger's play set up. As I said, this Koji will fix the blue hybrid player to 3 memory, and when that Uko raises, we do the mandatory top 3 search to add a Digimon or Tamer to hand, and we're going to be adding the Lobomon, I believe that is, to hand, also released in BT17. Now the whole blue hybrid line has a combo where they want to swing, and with the Kendo Garuru, they can swing an Evo into a Beo, or not Beo, into a hybrid for 1 less. But we are going to see that Ukomon swing security using the Gigimon Inherit new egg released in BT17 as well. You can pay a memory and pop a 3000 DP or less Digimon. Really good for popping those Ukomons, but in this case it was able to pop a Warmon. But we see that Kendo Gurumon go over the Koji Tamer, and when attacking it does say draw a card, and because of that we get the Koji effect to gain a memory. Stack will have jamming, and then we're going to use the Kendo Guru's when attacking effect to digivolve into a hybrid for 1 cost less. We are going into the Lobomon for a cost of effectively 0, I believe it is, but it has a when digivolving effect where you can go into an AncientGarurumon for a cost of 3, ignoring its requirements. So we're going to be bouncing the XVmon to hand because a Digimon's added to hand, or a card's added to hand. You get to bounce a top security, and then the security check goes through. And we all thought that Nume Manze was the most aggressive deck in the format, that it was able to abuse 8 Ukomons, but hybrid decks in the BT17 format will do the exact same thing. We get to add a hybrid back to hand for the in-turn deletion because we did use the Lobo Warp and play out that Koji Fixer once again. So we see we are able to get our opponent down to 3 security on effectively our second or third turn. But we see Imperial's going to go ahead and start setting up and raising. I believe we did add the dual tamer, so it's going to be a very good way to get the board built up without giving the opponent the option to get the Ancient Garuru bounce to bounce a security as well, because we don't have a Digimon there. Plus, we'll get the free search, I believe is the start of main if you play that searching rookie. And it looks like that is the route we are opting for here. So we're going to draw, raise the Uko, doing the effect to hatch and then gain a memory, as that is the ordering on the text. Since the hatching is optional, we want to make sure we get our full effect. The Ukomon promo is going to swing into security, checks a 1k Wormmon. The Koromon will trigger, draw a card. So all we have to have is 2 more swings to go for game. So it looks like we're debating if we want to go into the hybrid over the Koji, because we did bring that Kendo Guru back into our hand, and it's going to give us some other ways to cycle our hand out. And it looks like we're going to go ahead and get that rookie in raising for 1. I think if we have a Louis, it is going to be game here. And we will go into that Kendo Guru for 2. Draw a card for Evo. We're going to swing security. Right? Yeah, swing and security. Kendo Guru to draw a card, opting not to Digivolve, but we will gain a memory from the Koji because we added a card to our hand. Checks the Imperialdramon, but we're going to go ahead, and we did have jamming, so it didn't die. Go ahead and play a Louis, it looks like, and we know that's going to be game on board. We have to do the mandatory effect of the Ukamon search here, so we look at top 3, and we're going to be adding a Digimon or Tamer to hand. And then we know that Ukamon is good to swing into security right away. So like I said, if we thought Nuemonse was aggressive, Blue Hybrid is just as aggressive. So let's go ahead and take a look at some deck profiles that are very similar to what we're seeing here for Blue Hybrid and Imperialdramon. Now we're going to go ahead and take a look at some of these deck profiles that could be good examples of what they could be using here. So the first thing I want to feature here is the Blue Hybrid deck. Like I mentioned, it abuses 8 Ukamons, summon 8 Ukamons. It's a very aggressive deck because it doesn't have to build a stack in raising. You're able to use a lot of chip rookies while building on the board. And because you have lots of great tamer recursion, you're able to, like I said, push again with rookies and not really care what you're doing in that raising area. So, as I mentioned here, we got the AncientGarurumon. When you bounce a card to your opponent's hand, you get bounce their top security as well. So it's effectively +1 check if you're swinging into security doing the full combo. And the combo that I kind of mentioned here, so you got the Koji, you're fixed to 3. You can Digivolve into a Kendo Garurumon and or Lobomon here. And this Lobomon has a when Digivolving effect to Digivolve into an AncientGarurumon for 3. So, like, the ideal combo is you Digivolve from this Koji with 3 memory up into a Kendo Guru for 2. You swing security, you draw a card, because from the when attacking on this, and because when attacking, draw a card, proxy your turn of Koji. You will also gain a memory and then gain jamming on this stack because you added a card to your hand. You can Digivolve into this Lobomon for effectively 0 memory from that 1 memory you gain here, because it costs 1 over a Kendo Garurumon. And then this one says when Digivolving, you can Digivolve into an AncientGarurumon for 3. So the idea is you Digivolve the Tamer, you swing security with the Kendo, you Digivolve into the Lobo for 1, and then the Lobo can Digivolve into the AncientGarurumon, and you're going to be ideally bouncing a Digimon, so it's going to be an Ukamon, it's going to be a Digimon your opponent's been building, but it's the lowest level. And then when you bounce, you get a bounce top security, and then you get the security damage. And then the end of turn, from warping, this stack will die. You get to play out a tamer, you get out a hybrid back to hand. So it's a very high value. And then the one option down here is the new option. Let me pull it up on the side over here. It is the Ancient Protectors option. You can return a Digimon with hybrid or 10 warriors from trash to hand. Then you can play 1 Digimon card with 10 warriors or a tamer card with an inherited effect from your hand, and the play cost is reduced by 4. So this is really pushing into the crossing plays that the ancients all have here. So if you happen to have the combo where you can cross, you reduce it by 4 and then reduce it by the crossing cost. So for the AncientGarurumon here, if you were to cheat that out, because I believe it is a 10 warriors, yeah, it's 10 warriors. The cross is reducing by 3, so it goes to 9, reduced by 4, it goes to 5. So you're effectively paying a 7 cost because you have to pay the 2 for the option and then you pay the 5 for the ancient. But then you have the board established with an AncientGarurumon. And we can kind of take a look, but like you'll see it's very similar where they're running a bunch of Ukamons, they're running some advantage rookies. Like this one uses the Flamon. It's kind of like Christmas Hybrid where it's generic, where it can search for a hybrid /10 warrior card and then a tamer. That's relevant for the deck here. And you're going to see like a pretty similar engine. They run some type of rookie base, and then they build on the board with the tamers. And it looks like this one has just a little bit more spice in it. But like I said, you're going to see the Ukos, you're going to see the red chip rookies, you're going to see the Kojis, you're going to see Louis. It's not really like that crazy diverse, but you can see it's just a very aggressive deck that does not need to build in raising, so they build on board, which is why they can run all the Ukamons. But that is the blue hybrid deck. And now to wrap up this video, we're going to go over the Imperial list that you could be seeing in this format. They didn't get a whole lot of new tools. They did get two really cool cards, I guess you can say. So let's go ahead and take a look. So first we have just your basic Imperial line. You're emphasizing the partition Imperialdramon. And the newest thing you have here is this option, Return to the Ancestors. The idea is once you have your partition stack set up from the Jagras, or if you have a level 5 free Pyildramon, if it would be deleted by an effect, you can use the delay effect on the option here to digivolve into an Imperialdramon without paying the cost, and then you prevent the deletion. So it kind of lets you build up the stack. And something you're going to see in this build here is you do see that Imperialdramon Paladin mode Ace. And the Paladin mode is that Ace level 7 that goes over to 6. And it kind of gives you like this dynamic way of setting up, preventing deletion, and then controlling the board in some capacity. With that being said, though, thank you so much, guys, for watching the video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And with that being said, take care, y'all.